The moment a consumer gets a new card used to be a moment of friction. Activate it, add it to a wallet, update where it's stored. But in a digital-first world, that first encounter is something bigger. It's the moment a credential becomes ready for everyday life, secure, embedded, and already working in the background. Welcome to Beyond the Card, a new series that focuses on what consumers are looking for and how issuers can ensure they are putting consumers first. Enrollment isn't just onboarding anymore. It sets the tone for trust, convenience, and long-term loyalty. If the first experience feels slow or complicated, the relationship starts with doubt. But when activation is effortless, a credential instantly fits into the consumer's life. In particular, recurring payments make day one readiness critical, because subscriptions don't wait. A consumer might activate a credential today and depend on it tonight to stream, ride, or refill.
Smart onboarding is all about how you set a consumer up with the right set of financial support, the right set of digital experiences on day one, so that it works seamlessly, always on behind the scenes, on the consumer's behalf, in the future, whenever anything comes up.
That's a big shift. Instead of a consumer chasing down every merchant where their card is stored, the credential carries that relationship forward automatically.
And it's a very manual process. One of the things that we're able to do in my portfolio is when a consumer says that they lost their card, we're able to help the issuer replace the PAN, but remap the credentials that were originally associated with the original compromised PAN over to the new. And what that does is it enables way more seamless experiences for the consumer so that they can get back to spending without a lot of the heavy manual work that they would otherwise have to do with the old infrastructure.
Readiness isn't only about fixing pain points. It's about giving consumers visibility and control from the start. Because even today, many people don't know how many subscriptions they have, or when they're about to be charged. Visa's answer is to build experiences around the credential that make recurring payments transparent and manageable.
I think one of the most incredible things that we have happening right now in the industry is the ability to personalize at a level that many consumers have never seen before. So the ability to actually help consumers set what their financial goals are.
This changes the emotional feel of recurring payments. Instead of surprise or confusion, the credential becomes a planning tool, something that supports the consumer's goals, not just their transactions.
One of the use cases that we're really interested in right now is personal financial management. How do you help consumers not only tell us what their spending goals are, but then facilitate offers, benefits, or monthly tracking so that they can see how they're performing against these goals? That's one example of how we're collecting new information with consumer consent to ultimately drive towards better personalized outcomes.
But recurring commerce isn't single-sided. Consumers want clarity and control. Issuers want loyalty and spend. And historically, those priorities have been separated by barriers and asymmetric information.
One of the biggest blockers that many issuers have faced in the past is their infrastructure and legacy debt. So the ability to not just capture but consume information, to then orchestrate better experiences off of that, to then use machine learning as an example to optimize it. Those are the types of things that are extremely difficult to do when you're on batch systems, when you have sprawled infrastructure.
So the opportunity is to turn the credential into a bridge, a two-way mirror where both sides gain context.
What a consumer ultimately wants is the holistic end-to-end capability. And they want to know that everything surrounding the payment is also taken care of. And that's why I think the shift from just traditional card PANs, as an example, to credential is so important. Because a lot of what my digital team does, as an example, is we build great digital experiences off of that credential, which is inherently more secure as well. So that, again, we can serve not just the payment authorization, but everything around it too.
That's how recurring payments become healthier for the whole ecosystem. Not by adding complexity, but by embedding intelligence into the flow where decisions happen. And this is where things go further, because when a credential is near real-time, secure, and portable, AI can help it become truly intelligent from the very start. Imagine asking an assistant, "What subscriptions are due this week?" Did any prices go up? Am I paying for something I don't use? That's not a future add-on. It's the next layer of readiness.
Especially with the age of AI, where you can have hyper-personalized natural language discussions with something that's always on, always intelligent, always contextual, it completely changes the dynamic that issuers can have with their consumers and how they can better help them achieve their financial goals.
AI won't just answer questions. It will recommend smarter choices, proactively.
One thing that we do is we use the data that Visa already has from authorizations, and payments data is an incredible source of information to better support our customers. But the other thing that my team does for digital experiences is we create great front-end experiences that issuers can put in their mobile applications so that consumers can share their preferences with us, with the issuer, and then orchestrate digital experiences on their behalf.
And those insights don't stop with the consumer.
To us, it's all about consumer choice. So how do you orchestrate your solutions in such a way where you maximize the optionality that consumers have so they ultimately can decide what works best for them, or maybe even with our recommendation, get to the better payment method for them.
In a world where people live digital, readiness can't start after purchase. It has to start at activation. A smart credential doesn't just turn on. It shows up already embedded in daily life, portable, secure, and designed to support how people actually spend, subscribe, and manage what matters. That's what it means to go beyond the card, smart from the start.